What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video we're going to take a look at the 2025 Toyota GR Corolla. This one is the Premium, finished off in Supersonic Red with an MSRP at $44,500. Big shout out to Flo Toyota of Statesville for providing the new GR Corolla for today's video. Take a look at their website linked down below. Underneath the hood of the 2025 Toyota GR Corolla, you're going to find a 1.6 liter inline 3-cylinder turbocharged engine. This has 300 horsepower with 295 pound-feet of torque, either paired to a 6-speed manual or an 8-speed automatic. This car is also all-wheel drive with curb weight coming in around 3,300 pounds. It runs on a 13.2 gallon fuel tank, and you can expect 21 miles per gallon in the city with 28 out on the highway with the manual transmission. This also has a set of 4-piston brake calipers up front with a 14-inch rotor that is 2-piece, slotted as well as ventilated, and 0 to 60 comes in around 4.9 seconds. The overall length is 173.6 inches with a wheelbase at 103.9. Width is 72.8 and height is 57.2 inches with ground clearance at 5.3 inches. Moving on to the styling with the 2025 Toyota GR Corolla. This color especially looks amazing in the sunlight, and I like all the black accents. You had a nice set of LED headlights with a really large daytime running light throughout it, which is also your turn signal. Small cutouts in the upper grille to allow some cooling, and then your Toyota badge. You get a massive gloss black upper grille with forward-facing parking sensors. On the passenger side, you have a functional opening to allow cooling to one of the coolers, and then we have our brake ducts towards the center. In the lower grille, you can see a huge opening to allow air to cool down the intercooler, and then you can see just more of a blank over on this side. Has a really sharp and aggressive style up front. You can even see how the front fenders flow into the front bumper to give it that wide body appearance. Then we have a few sharp body lines on the hood. The Premium Plus is going to get the addition of heat extraction vents up on top. Around the side, you're going to see more vents in the back side of this part. That way you can allow the airflow to come out of that radiator. And then we have a really nice set of gloss black wheels. They're 18-inch diameter, multi-spoke look, and I like the red contrast with the brake caliper. You got a functional vent in the back as well as a GR badge. One sharp body line in the upper portion of these doors. And then for the lower side skirt, it even says GR4 to represent the 4-wheel drive. The rear fenders have a nice wide body appearance with the addition of the actual bodywork itself. Has a really neat design. And then for the overall side profile, you can tell this is a compact car. Has that hatchback style, very compact looking, black trim all throughout the windows, and just a body colored roof up on top. Got an integrated spoiler into the roof line, rear windshield wiper as well, and then a matching set of taillights that look very similar to the headlights. Toyota badge and your rear view backup camera, all of your badging, and then a massive rear diffuser finished in gloss black with a triple exhaust tip. Has a super unique design with the center pipe as well as the two sides. And once again, you can see the wide body appearance to this sporty car. Moving to the key fob, you're gonna get lock and unlock and the GR badge on the backside. If I go ahead and lock the car and keep the key in my pocket, you can just grab the door handle. It'll automatically unlock. We can check out the interior. We're gonna get a pretty cool interior for the Premium with white stitching, the micro suede, and the synthetic leather material. All finished in black. On the door panel, you get this soft touch material with a contrast stitching, a little bit of padding for your armrests, window and mirror controls, and then a grab handle with some gloss trim. Grab handle up above as well. All manual controls for the seats with recline up and down, forwards and back. And you can see the smooth leather type material with this perforated Alcantara, which has a really nice design. Making our way all the backrest, you can see GR up top as well with adjustable headrests. You're going to see the aluminum pedals down below, and then a nice black leather steering wheel with contrast stitching and the GR badge. And then now inside the 2025 GR Corolla, keep my foot on the clutch, we can go ahead and fire it up. Taking a look at the gauge cluster, you're going to get a full LCD screen. You can scroll left and right on the steering wheel and configure the 3 sections of the screen to monitor vitals, see different settings, G-force meters, and things like that. If I hold down OK, this is where you can actually further adjust each design. So really nice to see what you're able to go through, even having a shift position, left screen as well as right screen all have differences. So pretty nice layout overall, what you can see. And then from here, if you configure your drive modes and you go into the sport mode, you're gonna get the massive tack up above. You have a customizable drive mode, normal as well as an eco. From here, we have the nice Toyota badge right in the center, controls on the left side for Bluetooth audio and the screen, and then we have all our cruise control settings on the right side with lane keeping and the forward pacing. Stock on the right side is for all the windshield wipers, the left stock is going to be for headlights and turn signal. And then down below all that, we have the adjustments for the interior lighting, automatic high beams, heated steering wheel as well. A little bit of just some plastic material with some soft touch up above and an air vent. You can see more of this soft touch material with this faux stitching design all throughout the dashboard as well. For the infotainment screen, basically what you're used to seeing on every Toyota, so pretty simple overall. There isn't any screen or anything to monitor vitals, but you just have all the basics coming up throughout this car. If you go into reverse now, you pull that up, push it into reverse, you get a nice backup camera with all of your guidelines. We have climate controls down below that, laid out very simple. You can see your dual zone temperature, you can easily adjust everything, fan speed right in the center along with air vents. You can see we have our wireless phone charging down below, 2 different heat levels for the heated seats, and you also get a USB-C. We have the rev matching icon you can turn on and off, that drive mode select with traction control, and then a nice design on that 6-speed shifter. For the 8-speed automatic, you'll have a pretty typical looking shifter with paddle shifters. And then the control down here is for the all-wheel drive. We have a button you can toggle for track. You also have normal as well as gravel. That will configure how you're gonna like the split for the all-wheel drive system. You got 2 small cup holders, a tad bit of storage, manual park and brake, no armrest, and then you can see a few different plugs back here. Glove box over on the right side, pretty large bucket as expected. And then one last look at the interior. Nice looking seats, they're not overly aggressive with bolsters, but they do look nice with the 2-tone materials. And then up on the ceiling, you're just gonna get your basic dome lights along with a simple mirror. Moving on to the rear seat space, if I grab the door handle and open it up, the interior panel is finished off very similar to the front, just a bit more harder plastics. We still have the padded armrest, a grab handle, and a cup holder. And then the seats are all the same materials with the leather design along with that Alcantara throughout the centers. This can seat 3 people. The center seat cushion, you can also pull this down, and we have an armrest along with 2 cup holders. No real amenities back here. You have a little bit of storage behind each seat, and then I guess you have access to that center as well. From here, you can grab these handles. You will have to get the seats out of the way for the most part, but then you can fold these flat for more space into the back. So hopping into the backseat with the GR Corolla at 5'11", I sit here decent. I do have about an inch or so of headroom. With the driver's seat at my height, my knees are just barely touching. So it's definitely a compact car. I do like the center armrest, that's a good plus. Armrest on the left is pretty good. This part is a little close to your face, so it does feel kind of on the compact side back here. The seats themselves are a good size. I mean, they actually cradle your leg nicely. They're at a decent recline. 2 people back here, it wouldn't be the worst. The center person might be a bit tight, but for a compact, it's good enough for what it is, but still is on the small side. Moving on to the cargo space, there's gonna be an electronic button underneath here, and then we can manually lift open the hatch. This has 17.8 cubic feet of cargo space. So it is on the smaller side. There is a nice large cutout down below, same with over on the right side. And then if you lift open the floor, we have extra hidden space along with a tire inflator kit. Now from here, the privacy cover is removable. You can just pull these 2 straps and then just lift it upwards and get it out of the way. I also do like how you have access to fold down these seats. You do have to have the front seats folded forward a little bit. That way, these are gonna go down. But of course, this will open up how much space you're gonna get in the back of the GR Corolla. There's handles up above as well to close it. And then going through this now with them all flat, you can see how roomy this is. So not bad for a compact car. You may or may not fit a bicycle in here, but you could still fit snowboards or golf bags or something like that to make this a pretty useful car. So setting off now in the GR Corolla, in the sport mode with that really cool tachometer, getting my bearings with this car. This thing is pretty fun to pilot. You have a lot of power. Seems really smooth with the power delivery as well from that 3-cylinder. There's not really any turbo lag. And in this setting, while the suspension is stiffer, it is still really refined actually, to where you're not getting jarred around at all by any of these bumps. So it seems like a pretty nice car to drive, even in the harshest settings. The brakes do a good job. The manual is a lot of fun. Going through the gears, it seems pretty responsive. The clutch pedal does have a little bit of a bite point that you feel, so it takes some getting used to it. But overall, when you're taking the turns and playing with some power in this car, it is a blast. Super snappy feeling, And while it's in the harshest mode, the steering has good response without being just too heavy or uncomfortable. And then if you tone the car down into normal, you can tell the car gets a little bit lazier, the steering wheel is lighter. Normal driving, this is pretty comfortable. Overall, these seats have good padding. It is a little on the cramped side in here, so it's not the most roomy car. You know, at 5'11", my knees feel a little on the bent side. Sometimes you'll smack this corner when entering the car. Visibility is all pretty good too. Really can't complain with that. So it's not bad. It's just a little bit on the smaller side, but it makes up for that given the refinements. So if we go back into the sport mode, the manual is nice and notchy. It feels really mechanical and it's an easy reach from the steering wheel. Man, you got some boost too. This thing does pack a punch. We even drove this on the racetrack before, and this is a very fun car to play with. When you do take the turns, it feels really planted as well. And with the all-wheel drive, you don't get any torque steer whatsoever, just really good power delivery. And we're just in the normal for the four-wheel setting. Of course, you can push it down and go to track, which is gonna give you more of that 50-50. And you can even see it highlighted in blue when you toggle between all that. But some fun driving going around those back roads. It's a fun car. It is just a car you can smile in and really can't complain. I think the only drawback is just it is on the cramped side, so it's taking getting used to. There's no armrest either, so that's a little bit less than ideal for a car like this. Makes some good sounds. It's not crazy loud, obviously, with a stock exhaust system, so nothing really all too amazing stock. Man, there is some good low-end torque. This feels, without even going crazy in the revs, it feels really peppy. And when we drove these on the racetrack, it was a blast. You were never getting wheel spin, and it was just really fun overall. For the suspension, now that we're in the sport mode, it actually feels really confident and kind of grown up. You know, it's not harsh or bouncy. We're on a bad part of the road right now, and yet it's kind of tackling the bumps with ease to where it doesn't feel just, you know, all harsh and everything like that. So let's go back into the sport mode, kind of feel out the fun factor. It's a smooth to drive car. The brakes work great. The handling is nice and flat too. It's really planted feeling. With the all-wheel drive, you have that confidence. The rev matching works well when you have it on, and you can of course do it yourself if needed. Not really any turbo lag. It's a smooth power delivery. I'm liking that, especially from a 3-cylinder. Yeah, steering is good. I like the weight of it. It's just really smooth. There feels like with this car, I'm getting refinements out of it. Like it kind of reminds me of an Audi or something, to where there's some premium aspects to the GR Corolla you wouldn't expect. I like it a lot. I like the driving experience. I feel like you really get a good powertrain. The delivery of power is great. These seats aren't all too supportive when I go into a sharper turn. You know, the bolsters, like my whole body is on top of the seat basically. So I wish these were more sporty and aggressive. I mean, there's a lot of movement all around it. And then the view out, you don't see the hood or anything. These pillars are very narrow, so it kind of helps make this car feel very narrow and easy to point. And when we were on the racetrack, that's what I found with this car. It was so easy just to navigate, especially when there were chicanes to go around. It's a very small, compact feeling car. It is so easy to place. So some ending thoughts now with the 2025 GR Corolla. I like the fact that you can get an automatic. It makes it to where, you know, more buyers I think are going to be opened up to buying this car as a daily. The all-wheel drive makes it something you can drive year-round all around the country. This also has more refinements than I expected. It's a fun little race car looking car, and yet it has a really good ride quality to where it feels a little bit on the higher end side, maybe closer to a Volkswagen Golf R. So I feel like this has a lot going for it with the refinements, the power delivery. It is a blast on the racetrack. It's a fun car. The only sacrifices are the fact that it's a little cramped, it's a little small in the interior, the back seats are kind of tight. These seats are good looking, but you know, I would rather sink more into this car. I just feel a little on top of it, which isn't exactly my taste. But those are probably the only downsides. The 3-cylinder, we'll see how robust this kind of engine really is. It does deliver the power though, which is a blast. But those are probably the only downfalls with this car. It seems like it is a really strong contender for the compact, kind of rally-inspired manual / automatic sporty cars. You're certainly not gonna have a frown on your face when you're behind the wheel. But that is it for the 2025 Toyota GR Corolla Premium. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned for plenty more content, and big shout out to Flo Toyota of Statesville for providing this car for today's video. Check out their website, linked down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.